Hey everybody, Life's Journey at 50 here. So I bought the Aprilia, and this is probably going to be a two-part series because one, I want to talk about why did I buy it? Obviously, it's the second time going through this. B, I want to cover off on kind of all the upgrades that I did to this thing. And then most likely in part two, you guys will see some riding where I'm actually out. I took it, obviously I've been putting some miles on it, got it out on the highway, off-road a little bit, some funny stuff there. But really, I just wanted to talk to you guys about why I got this whole thing or why I do it again. So it's a 2024. It's the Dakar. That's the version of this one. It's the paint scheme or whatever. Lovely bike, beautiful piece of equipment. And so let's start with why I bought this thing. I bought this thing because the first time that I had it, obviously I'd only been riding for about a year or so. And at the time I was so infatuated with, the riding community, kind of getting into what I was doing, this adventure riding, off-road type of stuff. And I bought the Aprilia because it was brand new coming out and I wanted to give it a shot. Not a lot of people had the bike. I had to go all the way to Pennsylvania to Kissel's, which is a great dealership. I had to go buy it from Josh and the team up there. And it was a great bike. If you've been following me for a while, the issue I had was I actually put it in limp mode. And I really didn't know what that even meant. Like I said, at that stage, only been riding for maybe 12 to 18 months and didn't know what limp mode was, which means if you don't know, which I'm sure you do, it is where, that first like 600 mile break-in period, the rev limit, is, muted and everything else by, all the electronics and everything on it. And I had revved it too high and put it in limp mode. And so when I got that bike, it was late in the fall, early winter. And living here in Southern Ohio, obviously it gets cold and everything like that. But I had put it in limp mode. I took it all the way back to Josh at Kissel's because I really didn't know what I did to the bike or what happened. I thought maybe it was a warranty manufacturer thing or whatever. I probably could have taken it to the dealer here, the closest one to me, 120 miles away in Columbus, Ohio. But from what I had heard, not great at service. So to go to Kissel's for me is 8 hours up, 8 hours back. So it's a long day if to take a bike back. So I dropped the bike off, and it was probably, I would say maybe, I don't know, 5 to 7 weeks that the bike was out of my possession just because timing, couldn't get there, life, all that stuff. By the time I got the bike back, we were dead middle of winter. I was only able to ride it a few more times. Then I went to Columbia. I rode a 790 KTM while I was in Columbia. I had a wonderful time on that trip. Came back, and then all of a sudden, KTM's coming out with the new 890, all redone in 2023. And so sure enough, I bought that. And I actually had both of those bikes at the same time. And it was just, I don't know, one of those things. It's kind of like a squirrel at the time. And I just, I ended up selling my Tuareg. And I had it completely decked out, except for this time around. We'll get into that. But that time I didn't do the suspension, but I had everything else, done to the bike. And at the end of the day, I realized, it was just a good bike. And then obviously I got rid of the 890. I've been through a bunch of different bikes. And this time around, I decided I wanted to give the Tuareg another shot because I've been in multiple rallies over the last couple of years. And every time I would see this bike, I just was like, oh man, I just didn't spend enough time on that bike. Really liked it. I thought it was a great midweight bike compared to a Transalp or a T7 or a KTM 790, even the 890, I would say these two could give a run for their monies. I just wanted, I wanted to try it again. And that's the reason why I bought it. So, so that's a little bit of the background on why did I buy another Aprilia? Why did I get another Tuareg 660? And it's because I wanted to give this a shot, and I'm going to run this thing pretty hard this summer. Give it, you know, give it a workout. And the other thing that's nice here, at least in the greater Cincinnati area, we're actually getting an Aprilia dealership, the same dealership that I bought my Beta from, and which is great because I already have, you know, a little bit of a relationship built in with them. So that's going to be kind of nice. And so, yeah, so that, again, that harbors the other point where to get any service or anything done to it, it was just going to have to be either going all the way back to 16-hour drive in a day or an overnighter and, you know, and get stuff done to it, or take it to a place that, you know, that there's just some questionable service and stuff like that from another dealership. So, yeah, so that's the reason why I bought the Aprilia. I think part of it too, if you saw my video from the cost of owning my GSs, I just, you know, it's a lot. And plus, you know, it'll take some wear and tear off of those two bikes. I'll be able to ride this one. Might not be as expensive as it is to do the GSs. It's still an Italian bike. It's a foreign bike, so I'm sure some parts here and there are going to be pretty expensive. But it's about 75 to 100 pounds lighter than my GS, and which will probably make it nice to pick it up. But it will be flat versus having the boxers to help me out. But yeah, so I've done a lot to it. Probably the biggest things, I talked a little bit about the suspension. So number two is kind of the upgrades. And I will walk around and kind of show that stuff while I'm talking here and kind of give you guys an idea what it looks like. But I did the tractive suspension. I did the Tractive Pro, which is on the Aprilia from Ted Porter. He does obviously the Ted Porter, the Beamer shop, but he does tractive suspension for this. I did not do the front forks with Ted Porter. I did the Adriano Massano front forks, which is great because they're adjustable now, and I can, you know, spring load them, you know, get them to the right, you know, compression, spring. And the nice thing about it is, you know, I had those all done at 20 plus, even the here. And again, it's just for, you know, my size guy. And then also just, you know, obviously you get them done, especially the rear spring and stuff with the tractive. You know, you get your weight, you get the, you know, gear you're going to wear and kind of what kind of pack out you're going to have. And you get that kind of built that way. And so those are the two big things. I did do the Camel ADV, as you can see up here. I did the high fender kit. I think that looks pretty cool, off-road, a little bit more enduro looking than having the kit, you know, down here, down low. So that was nice. I had the Hepco and Becker crash guards put on here. So these are super nice, black, kind of matched, you know, the color scheme of the bike. And then obviously one of my sponsors, as I like to say, and again, I don't get the stuff for free from Black Dog, but he does help me out. I did put the skid plate on here. I got the foot pegs, and then this back rack back here. So I did, you know, do that. And again, I'll walk around and kind of show you that stuff. Now, I did do Alt-Rider, did two things from Alt-Rider. So I put the little brake extender here. And again, I'll take photos of that. But this is really nice, especially off-road, because the OEM that came with it, just, you know, it's normal. And if you're off-road and stuff and you're standing up a lot, it gives you a little bit extra high point here to kick that brake and engage with the rear brake. I did also the extended because of the suspension, it raised it about 1.5 inches from normal. So with that, I put the Alt-Rider extended kickstand on there, which is kind of nice. Gave me about another 1.5 inches, kind of, so it wasn't completely leaning over to the side, and a little bit wider foot peg for the ground. So I did that. Obviously, I got the bark busters. I've got the double take mirrors. I did the Zumo XT2 connector up there for the cradle. I've got the oh God, quad lock, sorry. I got the quad lock here, and then also did the T-Rex up here on the headlight. Now, on my Tuareg, on the last one, I did the Tuareg one, and I didn't like the Tuareg one. The Tuareg one was kind of flimsy, that cover for the light. This T-Rex one is hard plastic, and what I also like about that is it's clear, right? So I get more light, I think, versus that mesh screening where it kind of, you know, dims the lights and stuff like that. I haven't added extra lights yet to it. I will. I'm going to put some clear waters on there, so those will be coming. But, you know, and then obviously I upgraded the tires. The Pirelli Scorpions would come with it, which is a nice tire, but I put the MOTO's RALs on here. And then, yeah, so that's pretty much the upgrades to the bike. So that really gives you an idea of kind of, why did I buy another Tuareg 660? Again, if you've watched Ian from Big Rock Moto, he talks highly about this bike. He and I have developed a little bit of a relationship, which has been really nice. And we've conversed a little bit about this bike, and he still believes it's, you know, one of the top bikes in the midweight class. So if you've never watched his videos, which I'm sure you do, I would check it out if you want to know more, a little bit more in depth about the 660. But yeah, that's kind of the reason why I purchased it again, is because I think I missed out on it on the first time going around. I didn't really put it through its paces. I didn't really ride it much. I don't even know if I put 1,000 miles on it or so. Again, at the time, I was kind of going through bikes, really didn't know what I was doing. I still don't know if I really know what I'm doing, but I just spoke to me, and I really liked this bike. So I know they got a rally version coming out here in 2025. I pretty much have done everything what the rally version is going to do, except for the wheels. I might even look at doing the wheels from the rally version. They're kind of like a Woody's wheel. But yeah, so that's the reason why I bought this bike, was because I wanted to give it another run. I really liked it from the get-go. Even if you don't do the upgrade to the suspension, I would tell you that the old suspension was fine too. I mean, I rode that thing pretty hard for the short period of time I had it, for the 300 or 400 miles that I did put on some off-road. And I never bottomed out on it on that. And I got a feeling on this one, you know, I'll be able to really get after it. So the second video will show you. I've got commentary on that when I'm riding. It's pretty funny. I forgot. Actually, I forgot where the changer was for the modes. And it's on the right handle, and I kept doing it on the left, and next thing I know, I go into an expert section, and I didn't have the ABS and the traction control off, and got hung up in mud. Obviously, you'll see a picture of it here, but then you guys will get to see that whole thing. But got a chance to ride it off road, ride it on the highway. There'll be some comments on there, but yeah, so far very happy to get this bike back into the garage. Really looking forward to riding this in 2025. There'll be a lot of content around this bike, as well as my other bikes, but this one's kind of going to be a little bit more of a workhorse, I think, this year, and really looking forward to it. So thanks for watching. You know, I think I crashed over the 3,000, so I really appreciate it out there. If you guys can, hit the like, subscribe, notification button, and, you know, see all my shenanigans and stuff. But, yeah, looking forward in 2025 to put the Aprilia, the Tuareg 660 through its paces. And check out the second video when it comes out, because it's going to be about me riding. But, and again, I think it's going to be a fantastic bike. It was the first time around that I had it for the short period of time, and I think it's going to be just as good this time around. So, all right, gang, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.